Hey, welcome to the Niger Politics and Social Talk.
Hello, welcome to the show. I'm your fellow Nigerian. As a matter of fact, we are going to be looking at very interesting topics here. We are going to be dealing with the Nigerians who are born in the US, and of course, those Nigerians who left Nigeria to settle down in the US. We are going to be looking at their exceptional breakthroughs in life, and we are going to compare them with what you have in UK. Nigerians who are born in UK or the Nigerians who moved down to UK. We are going to see why is it that those Nigerians in the US are doing so well, far ahead of those, blacks or Nigerians who are born in UK or who moved to UK. As a matter of fact, the Nigerians started coming to UK long before they actually started going to the US. So, but why do you have this, disparity of sources, disparity of breakthrough, exceptional, achievements is what I would call it. Why do you have that in US more than what you have in UK? Looking at this very image you are seeing, because I'm going to be using a lot of images here, rather than videos. Maybe I'm going to compile a few videos, when necessary. So, but look at this girl, 15 years old girl, Kimberly Anyandike, became the youngest black female pilot to fly across USA. USA continent. It's a very large country. But why this young girl have such an ambition? She's just 15 years. What she have done is very exceptional. But this small girl, why is she exceptional here? Why she called my attention here is the fact that why you have Nigerians who are born in UK, black women who are born in the UK. You have them thinking about how they want to go to club, how they want to have baby even when they are just 14 years. Their parents are working overnight, left their children, to be in the street or locked them inside the house watching TV. You are going to be seeing all these things. That kids in the UK are not active. Instead, some of them will be locked up by their parents, watching TV all the whole time. And those who can sneak out while their parents are not there, go and meet a boyfriend, having kids. Why is it that the Nigerians who move to US or who are born there are so exceptional? So this is what I'm going to be dealing with, because looking at this young girl, 15 years, and she have that, that kind of ambition. It's a very, big ambition, because this is just a 15 years old girl who, if she was living in UK, she would have been thinking of how she want to buy a lot of makeups, So, but she has a different, thinking because of what she has seen. Listen, you see, when I will see a lot of Nigerians who happen to find themselves in Central Europe, whether in Germany, whether in Switzerland, whether Netherlands, or whether in France, they would just, decided to say, okay, I'm going to UK. I heard a story how some people left Netherlands and say, because there's not too much black there. All the whole black have left. I'm going to UK also. They compromise the welfare of their children for their own ego, I would call it. These are what I call gypsy-like Nigerian. Listen, when you talk about gypsy now is a term used to describe people who love to just stay among all their people. They lack that kind of, social capacity to be able to deal with other people around them. No, they just want to stay around their people. These are the gypsy-like Nigerians that are living Central Europe and go to UK. We are going to be seeing a lot of headlines coming from UK, how British government have failed their citizens in terms of health, in terms of those things that children from even France have. You don't have it for kids in UK. As a matter of fact, teenage pregnancy right now, UK is the highest in the world. As a matter of fact, right now, students dying of overdose of alcohol, UK is number one. When you look at the crime that's been committed in UK, compare with what you have in US, UK is number one. So I'm just angry right now because I knew someone who I love someone who said, I'm going to UK. She moved to UK. She got about 3 kids, and I'm afraid that those kids are going to be talking Queen English, and they will never be fit to speak anywhere in the world. Nigerians who are even born in Nigeria who moved to UK, the way they were expressing themselves, I prefer that than what you have in UK. Some of those blacks who are born there, who they cannot talk to an audience outside UK because nobody understands what they're saying. Someone was telling me when we arrive there, you need to know how to speak like that, otherwise you will be discriminated against. I have never seen any British black born that will stand there in the podium and be speaking to the whole world. Nobody's going to listen because they will not understand him or her. I was talking to someone the other day. I said, whenever I heard some, Nigerians who are born in UK or Jamaica, whoever they are, and that I barely understand what they're saying. And the guy said, yeah, that's true, but it depends on the region in UK. I said, I don't care. I don't know those regions. I don't want to know. So my problem is that you see quite a number of Nigerians who were living in Central Europe moving to UK because what they have in their mind is just how they just want to get together in those Nigerian community, going for birthday now, dancing those stupid dancing. Their kids are left to be, molested by an adult. They're going to have kids when they are just 30 years. So you wonder why they are not going to have this success like the Nigerians have in the US. As a matter of fact, I think it was about 2013 or 2014 that the Nigerians are the most educated minorities in the US. That is a great credit to those Nigerians in the US. Unlike what you have in UK. It will be good for them to say Nigerians are the most educated black minority or minorities in general, like what you have in US, the Nigerians there, far ahead of any minorities. I think the Nigerian British will be happy to be awarded that kind of recognition, but they are not. It's a shame, and that is why you see that the man that the British black there, though it's not a Nigerian black, I think it's one of those West Indies black called Steve McQueen that directed that movie, critical acclaim movie, 12 Years of Slave. He couldn't have any story to tell about black British or British black. I mean, Steve McQueen couldn't have any story to put into a movie, British black stories. He couldn't have any. He then decided to travel to the US to be talking about, to repeat the same story that have been told over and over again. Though because of his genuity, he was able to, shot that movie in a way such movie have not been shot before. The narrative and his handiwork in terms of directing, it was an exceptional work, and I really appreciate him. But what am I dealing with here is that he couldn't have any black story to tell in UK, unlike what you have in the US. That is why I said that though I am mad about those black Americans who are being shot in the corner right now, because they don't want to go to school. I know it's not their fault also because education is very expensive in the US. The system made them so. And nevertheless, in all of that situation, they have produced a lot of great men. Malcolm X, one of the most intelligent black men I have ever listened to. He have never been to the university. You don't need to go to Oxford. How many Nigerian-born British have actually go to Oxford? They will come around to be speaking that English. No one going to listen. But Black Americans have produced people like Malcolm X. Like what you still have there right now, a lot of them. Now to talk about, Martin Luther King Jr., where articulate individual intellectuals, they have tried. A lot of inventions also were made by them earlier. Unlike today, where they're talking about money, let hang around the street, having babies here and there without father. But nevertheless, they are not as backward as what you have in UK. Because when you look at, French national team in terms of football, soccer, you're going to see it dominated by blacks. You see names that are coming from West Africa. But when you look at, English team, for example, their national team, how many Nigeria-born blacks, despite the fact that they are majority in UK, how many of them can you find in their club? In their national team? Maybe one, or maybe not. Look at their women basketball. France is still number one in terms of basketball in Europe, dominated by blacks. And that reminds me of a guy, a Malian that actually, came to France. He became successful. He's the owner of Ennis. He settled down in France. Somebody, Malamile Conte, Malamile Conte. He is the CEO and the founder of Ennis Clothing. Unlike what you have in Britain, where you still have black people still wearing, whatever they have there. But you see, blacks in France are, proud of their own, their own clothing line. Of course, you have another guy called Buba, a rapper who founded Uncut, which I'm going to be dealing with later. Let's cut it short here. Let's deal with what I'm going to be dealing with here. So why are the Nigerian British so handicapped compared with what you have in US? This is what I'm going to be dealing with. Because when you find yourself in a situation where people living like gypsies, I was even told that in the UK, even Nigerians who are graduated there, who became doctors, some of them just relax at home. They are not even working in any of those research laboratory. They just, be unemployed and be receiving money, running from London to Lagos. That is why when you see, some of those guests right now flirting around with those Nigerian old politicians, these are Nigerians who were born in UK. In the US, where you have this 15 years old girl talking about how she want to fly airplane, how they want to become somebody. You have those British blacks, Nigerian, who are born there running between Lagos and Abuja or London, chasing those Nigerian politicians with fat bellies. That is what they are. And you ought to be afraid. They are having disease. HIV right now is on the rise in Nigeria because of all these people. As this man that made 12 years of slave couldn't have any story to tell about British black to put into a movie, unlike what you have in the US, where you have numerous movies that has been made by black people. That is why I always say I'm so proud of them. Movie like New Jack City, Butler, Barber Shop, Soul Food. Of course, House Party, we all know that. Love Jones. I'm going to be dealing with that lady, Leah Long, who's actually dating Nigerian right now. Nigerians are hot cakes in the US right now because of that. Good reputations. I'm not talking about, there's no doubt that you have some bad elements who came from Nigeria who are into, you know what it does. Those are the few bad apples that want to kind of spoil their name there. But nevertheless, education is a priority for the Nigerians in the US. They are not in one area, unlike what you have in UK, where everybody is situated in London, like gypsies. That is the failure of Nigerian family in UK. Not only because of that, but the government of UK, as you can see, I'm going to be putting in all these topics coming from Britain, how British government have failed their children. As a matter of fact, Britain is the worst place to raise a child. Among the, there was a kind of a survey that was done among, I think, 25, industrialized countries. Britain came at the bottom. Is the worst place to raise a child. They talk about children poverty. They talk about, lack of, government care for children. Even Netherlands, where they are just living right now, Netherlands, 2006, it was the best place to raise a child. It was number one, followed by some of those Scandinavian countries. Britain was still the last by UNICEF. Okay? So, I see these gypsy Nigerians running to UK because they lack information. All they are all about is about themselves. They are egomanic. They don't take into account the future of their children. That's why you cannot raise a child to be president in UK. That's not how you can do it. I told somebody, I said, before you know, there's going to be black president somewhere in Europe here, and the black Britain will still be there. I remember when Mr. Obama won the election, some of these British blacks, they came together and said, if they can do it in the US, we can should also do it here. You can't do it like that. You do it through intellectualism. You must be people that embrace intellectualism. Because if Martin Luther King Jr. was still alive today, he would have been voted for as American president, just the same way they voted Mr. Obama in. Because they deserve it. You have to work. It's just like in Nigeria, where you don't have a prominent man, who represent people to fight for justice. You don't have it. You can have it in any part of the world. You don't have it in Nigeria. In UK, you don't have black association like what you have. Is it what they call that? NAACP and the rest of them. These are the people that are fighting on behalf of their people. You don't have that in UK because, look at this movie as I say right now. 12 years of slave. He couldn't have his own story to tell. Blacks have been living in UK right from the days of slavery. Liverpool was actually built on slavery. Black people have been living there. Look at those who moved from Jamaica and the rest of them. I'm dealing with Nigerians in UK right now. I don't want to talk about that or the other, people. I'm dealing with the Nigerians in UK. Though there's an exceptional, story that came up there on television. I was just watching TV and I saw this story. These two twins who actually got an admission. Is it into university or into what? I don't know. But let's see this video before I proceed.
Thank you.
First of all, congratulations. You are now the world record holders for getting you are the youngest people ever to attain such an achievement. Well, very, very well done. Were you surprised when you heard that?
Yeah.
You were. You knew you were going to do well, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
How hard have you been working?
Well, I find it as a game, so it's not really hard.
Oh, you thought it was you treated it as a game, right?
Yeah.
Now, tell me about the sort of things you had to do in this exam, Peter.
Well, we had to look at some questions that may seem difficult, but very easy once you just get in the swing of it.
Well, they clearly are for you, with me and Penny. But anyway, I take your point. But I think I'm right in saying, Samantha, because you did this. How old were you when you passed your advanced maths?
I was 9.
You were 9, so they've beaten your record now, right? But it's not just about taking a calculator into the classroom as you can do these days, or adding up, or multiplying, etc., or even doing algebra. It's about mathematical reasoning.
Yeah.
What is that?
Wow, you see, this is what I'm talking about. Look at the way that boy was just talking. He will make one statement, he will make, he's older than my grandparents. And he lacked that confidence. Looking at the white man's face, he don't have that confidence. You can't look at the white man's eye because, they are still the colonial master. I mean, yeah. He look at the way the boy is. It's like he's just coming from one of those interior villages in Africa. There's no confidence because the way they speak actually doesn't create any confidence. It doesn't create confidence. I look at those boys, I feel pity for black British or British blacks. You know, whatever they call them, UK, Britain, whatever. He can't look the master face. You wonder why it is difficult for them to actually succeed. You know? It's difficult. Unlike this very guy here that I'm going to be dealing with. You know? If this guy, okay, this very guy here, what's his name? Let me show you. This very guy called Eke. The guy who has been accepted into all 8 league schools. I'm talking about Howard University. I'm talking about Yale University, Princeton, Brown, Columbia, Cornell, Dartmouth, and University of Pennsylvania. I think they say he's a second in history. Okay? This is a guy who, you know, in the US, they are very discriminative in terms of color. Even though you are black, you have dark color, you're going to have a problem among those who have light skin color. And this guy was able to beat all odds to actually pay attention. You know, that's why a good mother is very necessary, very important. It's a sine qua non to a child's success. Because sometimes the father is not there working. She had to take care of this child. This is the work of a good mother. Unlike what you have in UK, running here and there, try to, you know, do double job in not looking. Listen, if this boy succeed, the parents have succeeded. I told somebody, I said, you cannot, whether you work overnight, it doesn't make you rich. What make you rich is what's called future investment on your children. Now you don't have the opportunity. Now you have kids in overseas where you're supposed to be with them, study with them, have few of them. So that when they came back from school, you will not have, you not have time for them. If you have 8, 7, 5, you cannot take care of your children. So if you have 2 or 3, when they came back from school, you look at the books. This is what probably the model of this boy, AK, was doing in yours. Imagine even he coming to the television. You know, America is a place of, it's a country of opportunity. Coming to the TV just to speak is already big money. I will tell you, this boy is already having a lot of money right now in his account. I bet you that. So the parents are very proud. These are parents who are going to sleep and they'll be laughing while they are sleeping. Unlike what you have, you can wear, those parents will be sleeping, they will be dreaming of horror, how their kids are, are never going to do well. The black Americans right now, they seem to be failing, but I still have tremendous respect for them, as I said. It's because of them that you went to one of those interior Eastern Europe country or whatever in Asia where they probably never see black before, but because they have watched TV, they be watching TV, they see American movies, black American movie being shown in their television or on their televisions, and they know that these people are not just primitive people. They make us proud. The movie you are making, Nigerians, are not movies. They depict Nigeria as people who are very noisy, who lack, what's called value. Because if you have value, you wouldn't want to, start shooting movie with carcondas and making noise and shouting. That is a primitive way of trying to create movie, because movie is not invented in Africa. You have to do it the way those people who invented this thing does it. That's how you can succeed. Don't be like the African politicians who the white people gave you democracy. You never practice it. You are doing something different. That's why you fail. So I was talking to someone. Say, but we not be Igbo now. You not be Igbo. You want to marry one woman. A woman want to marry only one man. But your parents in Africa used to marry several. Have big house. You not build house now with toilet inside. These are Igbo way. Whatever you're doing right now. Cars, highways, televisions, iPhones, Samsung, whatever. Technology is so your way. Once you embrace that, and you say, okay, nah, I don't want to be like that. But you see people talking like a fool. At the same time, you cannot marry 2 wives now. Remember, these are all Igbo way. Don't think that as I'm talking now, like the way people always talk. You don't have any argument. I will prove you wrong. If you are living in an apartment right now where you have chairs, you have toilet inside, television, cell phone, everything, electronics, these are all Igbo way. They be living like that. So this boy now, AK, is something to be proud about. I'm going to be dealing with a lot of other stories here. For example, let's look at this. This is a lady called Kerry Washington. Everybody know her. She's actually dating a Nigerian American. I'm not going to be be too confident here, but what I know right now is that in the U.S., these individuals are proud. When you look at the arrow there, it's Unadi Osomoga. Unadi Osomoga is a Nigerian American. Probably, I'm going to be dealing with that later. Of course, you have another lady here, which everybody know. If you turn so when you watch Love John, you are going to see her there. This very lady here, Nia Long. And she's actually dating a Nigerian American right now called Ime Oduka. Ime Oduka is also the sister. When you look down there, the sister is the national coach of Nigerian basketball right now. Okay? Because right now, Nigerians are very attractive to date in the U.S. right now. You know? So I'm not saying that they are everything, but, everybody wants to raise a good family, right? Nigerians are raising good families in the U.S. right now. And that is what is attracting other people to say, I would like to marry to such man who is going to, be there for me. He understood the importance of education. Melanie B, or whatever they call her, former spies. She couldn't see any, responsible black in UK that, she had to went to the US and have a baby with Eddie Murphy, even though Eddie Murphy have almost 5 children already with different women. Because she don't see nobody, no black, that is attractive, that is good. Not even Nigeria born British, whatever they called in there, was good for her because she didn't see any. But when you go to the US, you are going to see Nigerian blacks there right now. They are very attractive because of the history that they are made. Everybody want to be identified with them. Not people who are smoking weed, having dreadlocks. No. These are people that understand the value of education. So the Nigerian Americans, I think they are beginning to understand that right now. That the only way forward is education. There is a guy I want to show you here right now. Okay? Because it's good. We have to be dealing with everything here. There is a guy here called, this is a guy I want to deal with. Mela Mekonde. This guy was born actually in Mali. He moved to, he moved to France. He actually established a clothing line now called Ennis. Ennis is almost like Adidas. It's not yet as big as Adidas, but I would say it's even richer than what you have in UK. Whatever they call that thing there. This guy, Mr. Corner, is a success story. So that's why the black in France, they can wear those clothes and be proud because it's created by their own person. In UK, you can see the British black or Nigerian British there. That's talking about, wearing things like Lonsdale. Lonsdale, they forgot that is a symbol of imperialism. You can't go around wearing British flag. That's why I told somebody, look, if you want to talk about flag that represents you, it's German flag that have black color. Any other flag that you don't find your color there as black person, you're supposed to dump it. You are not represented there. White and blue and red, you know what they all represent? It's a symbol of imperialism. So you see British black still talking about Lonsdale, whatever they're talking about there. It's a pity. So this Malian guy have made a name. This is a black success story. As a matter of fact, there's another guy called Buba. He has just created his clothing line also. It's called Uncut. There's no rapper in UK, black rapper in UK that have succeeded like this guy. This guy is a multi-millionaire. Somebody booba. He have succeeded. How many clothing line owned by black people in UK that you can tell me can boast about? Look at Britain as a whole. I'm not talking about people having telephone line shop, whatever. So these guys are all successful story coming from France. Look at the basketball. They have almost 6 black playing in NBA coming from France. Blacks. Of course, they dominate, every sport in Europe right now. But in UK, what you have there, can you tell me? Instead, what you're going to have are these stories like this. I'm going to be showing you this story here. Because if Britain failed their children, black people are going to suffer much. Or suffer more. This story talking about British government have failed their children. Britain is the worst place to raise a child. Look at all these stories. So what you want to tell me? You are going to be on the real bottom. And don't be mesmerized by you try to do double job or try to whatever. Me go with your community there. And the interests of your children are not, taken into account. You are going to suffer at the end. They are going to suffer. Who knows what might happen? So I have that tremendous respect for the Nigerians who are born in US and those Nigerians who moved there. There are a lot of stories. Or some Africans, for example, from Mali, from Ghana, the rest of them, who became success story. And they were employed in NASA. Okay? So when you see people, instead of taking their kids to the US and you can now begin to stay, don't be deceived by what you are saying. Black people being killed there by police. Those are guys who choose to be selling drugs in the corner. These are people who never obey police. But nevertheless, black Americans have not faced so much like that, like the British blacks. They are success stories. They embrace movies. They create musics that the whole world today are dancing to. They are also success story, okay? Personality, they are created personality that you can never find anywhere. So this is what I want to be dealing with, because when I will see people still talking about Britain, I just laugh. Because you don't know what you are getting into. You are getting into fire, you and your kids. You need to get out of that place and find a future for your children, even in Canada. I think it's even better. If you cannot go to all this Scandinavia, stop going to young people. Stop acting like the gypsies. Stop dancing makosas. Stop coming around your people, because it's not going to do you well. Your children are not going to prosper in that way. You need to be separated from those gypsy type of mentality and begin to raise decent children. Children that have value. Children that have vision. I mean, Nigerian American story is one of the examples I have been saying since. Education. And you are going to see that all these stories, all these headlines are not made by me. All these headlines were cut off from different papers, British papers. They are lamenting about their government failure to take care of their children. Black people are going to suffer more. So this is what I want to be dealing with, because when you see all these headlines and you compare with what you have in the US, those Nigerian American success story, breaking news about breakthrough in life by the Nigerians, you're gonna, I know that, where Steve McQueen make that movie, 12 Years of Slave, because there's no story to talk about, no blacks to talk about in UK. You have to go to the US to repeat the same story of slave trade, slave story. Americans have created their own story. They became successful. Different type of movies that you can watch today and be proud. They show them everywhere around the world. Entertainment is what television wanted. And those black Americans are able to produce such movies. You can't watch no Nigerian movie on any international TV. There's no cinema for it. I was listening to one of these Nigerian politicians, whatever they call him. He said when he started business, and he opened what they call cinema house in Nigeria. There were 2 there. How they would bring some movies from South Africa, where directed movie, he said. I'm repeating what he said. Some of them from Kenya and from outside, that the Nigerian wouldn't like it until he started showing. Until he told the Nigerian, you need to make better movies. That I will not show you a movie. He said, now they are making better movies. That's why now I can not show Nigerian movie on those cinema hall or those cinema houses. Now you see a lot of Nigerians appreciate that. I was just laughing. Because what the Nigerian movie industry, so-called movie industry, lack is criticism. When there's no one to correct you, you are going to start behaving like that. What you are just, even when I look at Google African movies, best African movie, there's no Nigerian movie. The only one that actually appear there. And when you go to YouTube, you are going to see, somebody called Noah lamenting about the lack of recognition of the Nigerian movies during this annual film festival or film award in Africa. AMA award actually was founded by a Nigerian woman, and she is crying every year that no Nigerian movie actually are doing well every year. AMA award is dominated by South African movie, Kenya, and Burkina Faso. As a matter of fact, the headquarters, let's say in West Africa, the headquarters for African movie is Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. They are number one. I'm not talking about those rhetorics, empty rhetorics about the Nigerian movie industry being the second largest in the world after Hollywood. Those are rubbish. You don't believe those hypes. Okay? Because if you make 20s your videos, I don't call it movie, we can't count that and ship them into YouTube. Nigerian women who just love stuff like that, fornicating, immorality, talking loud, they have no respect. They are the one patronizing those movies. Lack of respect, lack of value. The way people talk, like they're using question to answer question. I don't watch such movie, and you're not going to see in my house. And you see some of these girls who were supposedly born in UK, somewhere in London. They already live in London. Wearing those their weaves, and you see them appearing in some of those Nigerian music videos. You gotta be careful. Some of these guys they are sick, as I said. They're running from Abuja to London, sleeping with those fat Nigerian politicians. That is what they learn to do. But you see a 15 years old Nigerian American talking about having a big vision, big dream, how she wanna make record. Did you have people like even Farrakhan? I'm not gonna be dealing with this man in a positive way, but these are strong men produced by black Americans who can challenge the government. They will say anything you can never say. They will say nothing will happen. They create their own country within America. Malcolm X was one of them, intellectual, great intellectual. So they have millions and thousands of great black Americans who are well educated, who are intellectually inclined. So these are the people we should be talking about. They are not really failure. They have not failed because whatever you are seeing there, police brutalities are just those guys who choose to be in the corner. I love them. They have changed things. They have changed the image of black people. And the Nigerian Americans are really having upper hand right there, right now. That the Nigerian American became a kind of object of, I would call it envy by the black Americans and everybody there. So, and this is what I want to be dealing with. It's about time we stop talking about relocating to UK because there's nothing there. If you live in any other part of UK, apart from London, you are not even safe anyway. We have seen how many young blacks were killed in the middle of the night coming from club. It's a dangerous place to live. So, confident is what is lacking there. So, this is what I want to deal with. I hope to be dealing with a different topic next time concerning the Nigerian movie. All right now.